Have you ever wanted to collect one payment now and then automatically charge the next payment weeks later without chasing invoices? Hi, I'm Ryan Schweihart, founder of Wimpact, where I help organizations simplify their client operations with HubSpot and Zapier. In this week's Winsight, I'm going to show you how to collect a delayed payment automatically using HubSpot. Instead of manually sending invoices or chasing payments, you can set this up in HubSpot using a subscription. The first payment happens right away, and then follow-up payments are taken care of automatically. Let me show you how. Diving into our HubSpot demo portal, we can see that we're on the products page. So in commerce here on the left in products, what we're going to do is create a workshop reservation product and a workshop remaining payment product. So to do that, you'll select create product here in the top right. I've already created the two that we're interested in here at the top. So I'll click on workshop reservation. Basically what I did, named it workshop reservation, filled out a brief description, made the billing frequency one time, and then added the unit price, in this case $500, in the pricing model flat rate. And then the remaining payment, basically the same thing, workshop remaining payment, fill out the description, however you want it to display. And then for this case, we're going to put the billing frequency as weekly, and then we're just going to do one essentially payment for 1 week, which will allow us to kind of leverage the subscription capability within HubSpot. So the unit price here is $500, and that's pretty much all that we need in this situation. What we're going to do in our example is go ahead and create a payment link. Now this same logic can be applied in quoting or invoices if you want to go about it that way. But for our example today, we're going to leverage a payment link. So to get there, we would go to Commerce and Payment Links. We've got our workshop payment link. Basically, all that I did was add 2 line items from our product library. So I have the workshop reservation and the workshop remaining payment. And the only real modification or edit that you should need to do is the start date of the um, remaining payment, basically. So you have the option to either delay a certain number of days. In our case, we're going to go ahead and process those payments on the day of the workshop, which in our case is Halloween. So in order to do that, you would select the actions drop down and edit, and then you'll scroll down to verify, make sure the billing frequency is weekly and a fixed number of payments. We just do one. Go ahead and select this delay billing start date if it's not already selected, and then select custom date, and then select the day that you want those payments to then process. Now let's say you have some sort of other pricing model where you want to initiate payment, collect a fee upfront, and then say 45 days later, go ahead and process a second payment. That's where you'd want to leverage the delayed start in days or months, depending on how you need to set it up. That's essentially it. So we'll save that. And then let's go ahead and see it in action, make sure that what we set up works. The other thing to point out, you can modify these settings to create a deal, customize the text box whenever someone completes checkout, and modify any other settings. One thing that you'll want to do is go ahead and store payment methods for future charges. This will make it significantly easier to go ahead and process that subscription. So always recommend to go ahead and collect your customers' payment details at checkout for future charges for that second or however many payments you want after that initial payment. So let's go ahead and save that. So what we're going to do is open this link, click and go to, and we will put in our demo email. So we'll pretend like we are the person checking out to go ahead and pay $500 now to reserve our place in the workshop, and then on October 31st, the second payment will go ahead and process at that point in time. So we'll set it out for 1125, 123, 12345. Let's do Bob Smith. Go ahead and process that payment. And let's go back to our demo portal. We'll go to contacts. We should see Bob Smith come in. I think I actually have this email in here. So I'll actually go here. Jane Smith is who we've used previously. And let's give it a second to refresh the page. Okay, so we have a $500 payment that came in as a result of the checkout process. And then the other thing we'll see here on the right is a subscription that got created. So you see this workshop remaining payment. And then from here, you can just let it process. If you've collected that payment information on the 31st, it will go ahead and process for the remaining amount. You do have the ability to edit subscription details, cancel it if for whatever reason they can't attend, and you want to go ahead and prevent that process from the payment processing the second time, but you want to keep their initial deposit. It gives you some flexibility by having it set up this way. And then let's take a look at what the email confirmation looks like on the recipient's end. So we received a receipt, and basically we had $500 that was paid on September 30th, and then we have future charges. There's not really a way, to my knowledge, to kind of customize this. It's like, oh, you're going to charge me $500 a week. It's like, well, technically yes, but it's only going to happen once. And so it would be nice to potentially clean this up a little bit. But for the time being, this is kind of the workaround to be able to process future charges automatically. HubSpot does have their Commerce Hub that just rolled out recently at the beginning of this month. That's a paid platform service. And so what I'm showing you here is within their legacy tools that you should, have access to if you're a HubSpot paying customer. And so, yeah, there may be more functionality that cleans some of this stuff up, makes it a touch easier. But again, if you're not wanting to or willing to pay for that paid Commerce Hub seat, then this is a way to go about collecting those delayed payments. So I'll wrap it up there. If you need help setting any of this up or know of anyone that needs help setting this up, go ahead and introduce yourself, or what I call a whole heart introduction or introduction. There's a link nearby to go ahead and do that. And if we work together long term, then I've got a little referral bonus that I'll apply in those situations. So I'll wrap it up there. Bye for now.